Greetings and salutations. Welcome to episode 115 of Ref the District. I'm Nathan. That's the Stoner. Trev is coming in hot. He'll be here eventually, and then he'll add into that spot there. Of course, we stream live every Wednesday here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And then we bring it to your favorite audio platform as well. Wherever you are, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all the support. We got lots of people waiting, lots of people excited for today's show, as it's going to be our first mock draft episode of the year. We'll see how this all rumbles about. And speaking of rumblings, there's been a couple QB rumors that have tied the Commanders to. That will be the topic for the cool down. And Trev says in the background here, you can't see me. Which, of course, is going to be the topic for our warm-up here, which is trash talking in sports, as which is honestly wonderful that the women's NCAA tournament championship game became like one of the most watched games ever for women's sports. And but it also kind of had it had a controversial moment that kind of got big there, which was the as you can see in the graphic, if you're watching this on one of our visual platforms, had some trash talking, and people lost their dang on minds. Yeah. And so we're going to be talking about that here in the warm up. But I'm told last minute, one of our producers came to me and said, actually, there's something before the trash talking. Now, it would have been nice to let the graphics person know that we would have had an additional element. Maybe they could have created a graphic for this. But the surprise is here. And Stoner has a game for us. But before we get to the game here, I want to welcome those in chat. We have Yam, we have Mock, we have Doug in the house, and we have at least a dozen other people who are quietly watching. So we appreciate that you're just tuned into the channel.
What about Josh there?
Oh, did I miss Josh? Yeah. So Josh, thanks for joining in here. Josh says, been watching for a while, but never commented. First time. Hey, big shout out, big round of applause there. For Josh, getting behind the keyboard today. We appreciate that support. You guys keep us doing what we're doing. I mean, it does help. We have great sponsors like the sponsorship for our warm up here, which is Don't Sleep Energy. If you're an energy drink drinker, you're going to want to do this. One, they're a local DMV ran franchise, I guess you can say. Or organization.
I like that.
They have some sharp logos, but you can use the code Ref the District there, get 10% off the entire order, whether or not it's one of those black shirts. You're looking for a black shirt to go with your outfit, or if, like I said, you're an energy drink user, make sure that you do it. Clifton in the house as well. We appreciate you joining us, Clifton. Let's get to this game that Stoner has. Why don't you set us up a little bit and see what we're doing here, and hopefully this isn't too crazy of an
No, it's not crazy at all. Don't worry. It's going to be a fun game because it's going to be based on this hot rumor take that I have.
Oh yeah,
that I thought I had totally made up the rumor. Then I did some research and found, oh no, it's out there. It's out there big time. So this is kind of based off of that. I was talking to my dad last night and he threw it out there and I was like, you're crazy. I haven't heard that at all. And then, like I said, I did research, and there it was. So we're going to play a little game here. Trev against Nathan. All right? So this is going to be for – here's what you can win.
Oh, we even get prizes, Trev.
This is for a $5 automatic lead at the start of the season in our dollar for dollar.
I think I'm just going to spot segment. Trev this anyways because he'll need it.
Okay. Now, I'll have to tell you about the rumor after, because this will kind of ruin it if I set it up too much. Then you'll say, oh, I've heard that rumor, blah, blah, blah. So here's the parameters of the game. I'm going to give a clue. You guys can jump in and think, or you can say who you think I'm talking about. Okay. This is going to be like, I'm going to give clues about a person and you can jump in. But if you jump in and you're wrong, you have to sit out the next question.
Okay.
Or the next.
or the next clue. Sorry.
Okay.
And then the other person will get a chance to answer, but they don't have to, because if they get it wrong, then they got to sit out the next one after that. Okay.
Okay.
Those are the parameters. People in the chat can also throw guesses out there.
I'm going to rely on
right
chat here to help me
Yeah,
out here.
Yeah. I'm not going to say if they're right or wrong though, because then that'll give it away.
Sure.
Okay. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready, and I've got the buttons ready here. We got when we don't answer.
Okay. Very good.
Okay, and when you tell us it's wrong.
There we go. Okay.
Okay.
First clue. You're trying to figure out who this person is.
Okay, and we don't know. I'm assuming this is DC sports related, maybe Commanders related. We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes, we'll find out.
That'd be a tough connection. All right. I was born in Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow. That's,
Okay. Anybody care to venture a guess?
That could be literally anybody in the world.
You're very correct.
He didn't even give us a pre-hint. Like, no, this is definitely somebody who's Washington football franchise related. Nothing like that. Okay.
I'm giving you all.
I'm giving
additional-
crickets for that one. Nashville, Tennessee.
No additional contextual.
I'm not even going to give joke answers at this
Yeah, I
point.
don't even
Yeah,
know.
yeah. All right. Here's the next one.
Okay.
I was raised locally.
Okay, Nashville, Tennessee, born but raised locally.
Locally. As in locally, as in like DMV locally?
DMV, yeah.
Okay.
DMV depends on how you interpret DMV.
Yeah,
right?
some people get
For me,
crazy. People
no.
put Delaware in there, so it's not DMV.
For me, it's not DMV,
Okay.
but it is local.
Okay.
DMV to me, by the way, and this
Is
might be a
DC,
discussion for
Maryland,
another.
Virginia.
Well, sure, that's what it means, but realistically, the DMV is really the Beltway area.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit expanded outside of that as that's been grown. But
Like
I'm
you're
in Annapolis,
Virginia,
and I'm not really DMV.
Yeah, I'm in Virginia.
right, and
Yeah,
I'm in
Lexington's
Baltimore.
definitely
I'm
not DMV.
Yeah, we are,
Yeah.
son.
I'm not DMV, and I'm in Baltimore.
No,
Okay, okay.
Baltimore. You put the T in there. There's no T in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's right. Baltimore.
Baltimore.
All right, but it is local, so I'll
Okay.
just say
Local,
that.
but not
So it's
DMV.
Not DMV. Okay.
Nashville.
You ready?
Locally, yeah.
Next clue. We're starting to get a little bit more. So okay,
We're
you ready?
still nowhere near.
Okay.
I attended Wesleyan University, where I played football, lacrosse, and squash.
Squash.
That's 3 clues now. So I still don't want to venture a guess.
The Wesleyan is it. So the Nashville kind of started. There's a couple people I think I remember, DC sports related at least, that were born in Nashville. I'm not sure about raised locally though.
Yeah.
And again,
raised
Stoners said maybe not DMV. The Wesleyan. Oh man, that one. That one.
Do you know where Wesleyan University is?
I have no clue where it's located, but I know I've heard from people who've come from Wesleyan.
Is it
Okay.
Texas?
I'm not going to give you any additional clues, and no looking it up either. You can't. No using your phone or computer to look it up. The folks in the chat, they certainly.
I think it's in Texas.
Yeah, Uptown Dre. We're all on the outside looking in from the
That's right.
DMV, the proper DMV. Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I have a degree in economics. Interesting.
I don't know anybody's.
All right. Next one. My first ever coaching job
Here we go.
was as an assistant to an NFL coach directly out of college. So I graduated college and I went directly to an NFL.
I'm going to go with Gus
Yeah.
Bus here. Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick.
Well, who said it first?
I said it first.
Okay, so sit out a question, Nathan, or sit out a clue, Nathan.
Sorry, Gus Bus. We didn't get there. Yeah,
All
DJ
right.
23, you're sitting out as well.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I have coached for 7 different NFL organizations.
Ooh.
I was
Nothing, Trev. You're not going to venture a guess. All right, Nathan, you're back in.
All right, we're back in.
This is
By the way, Wesleyan in Connecticut, Doug
okay.
and a few other yam in there.
Yep, that is
confirming
correct.
that's
Okay.
It is in Connecticut. All right, here we go.
There's not a whole lot of trash talking in this, gentleman.
My first head coaching job was for 5 years, where I went 36-44.
I still got no clue.
Well,
We got some good
idea,
facts here from Gus Bus. Belichick, born in Nashville, went to high school in Annapolis and went to Wesleyan. I do remember Belichick having ties to Annapolis, and I knew Wesleyan. Wesleyan was a.
What's the
all right? I was fired from that job 1 week after being told I would not be fired. I was once traded for a first-round draft pick.
Now I'm
as a coach.
I think
as a coach. Go ahead, Trev.
Sean Payton.
Incorrect. Send out a clue. I'm almost down to the end. I'll have one good one at the very end just to make sure that you all get it.
I'm really interested in this rumor now.
Yeah.
All right. I just said that. I was once the head coach of one team twice, but never coached a game.
Saban.
Incorrect. All right. So I'm going to give it away, and y'all are going to be mad.
Okay.
You're going to be mad at me.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. I'm already mad at you. We're 12 minutes into the
very
show, and this was.
Yeah, you're going to be very mad at me.
Okay.
I mean, you're going to kick me off the show.
Okay.
All right. I'm considered the greatest NFL coach of all time.
Jimmy Johnson.
I have to sit this one out because I just
Either one of y'all can answer. I'm considered the greatest coach of all time.
And it's not Bill Belichick. So
it is Bill Belichick. I just wanted to keep the game going.
Oh my Lord.
Are you kidding?
You're gonna be mad at me. And
I knew when you said when it was first brought up, Stoner goes, interesting. And I'm like, oh, it's Bill Belichick. And then you guess it, and oh nope, you're wrong. Sit out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm with Gus Bus. I'm with Gus Bus.
I just
what are we doing?
Longer.
What are we doing here?
I mean, all right. Well, look at Yams.
Bring in the trash talk. Yeah, bring in the trash talk, everybody, because my goodness. No, that was a great little bit. We need some music underneath. We'll have to flesh this out a little bit better. And then Stoner, you just can't can't keep it going there.
3 questions.
No, you just okay. Well, that's great. And then you give us all the other facts.
Okay.
And then we go into the rumor. We don't spend 10 minutes with you reading off and us going, well, it's not Belichick.
Right. Okay. So, but here's the rumor. And my dad, like I said, my dad told me this rumor last night. I was like, what? And then I looked it up and it's everywhere. Right? You're going to get a new owner next year, later this year. You're going to get a new coaching staff. Just deal with it. These guys are getting blown out. They're not winning 11, 12 games next year with a 5th round quarterback. It's not happening. So you're going to get a whole new coaching staff. And you've got a coach up I-95 there that has been struggling for 3 years without the GOAT quarterback. Wouldn't that be perfect for the new owners to make a big splash and bring in Bill Belichick? Wouldn't that be something that this franchise, this area, this new owners, they would just rock the NFL's world, and they would bring in Bill Belichick, who, by the way, is going to be about 2 years away from being the all-time winningest coach in NFL history. And he would do it in Washington, not in New England.
And that rumor you said,
it's everywhere. I was shocked.
It goes together with the comment that Nathan just put up about the rumblings going around. Mac Jones is the possible trade.
Yeah, that's one of our QB rumblings for later. So
yeah,
that would be something that we can.
What a rumor!
I typed in Bill Belichick to Commanders, and there was just article from all different places. Even Wriggles Rag, I believe, had it. So I'm just
Shout out,
throwing it out there that
Michael, it's kind of where I'm kind of thinking here. Michael's saying no because Belichick without Brady is Cleveland Belichick. I think he proved that he's still a good coach. Mac Jones's rookie year, obviously last year didn't go as well, and they have their fair share of issues there. TJ, with you on this one. Hell no, we want our own culture, not the Patriots way in Washington. Although I'll take not having the previous 20 years as our culture. That would be nice.
He was 36-44 in Cleveland, and then Cleveland said we're moving to Baltimore. And
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Baltimore.
Nope, you keep putting it in there. Try it again.
Baltimore.
You're from Dundalk, man. How do you know?
Baltimore?
Okay,
There's
you
no
had a
T
T.
in there,
I thought put a T in there, man.
And then they said when we make this move, we're not going to fire you and all that. And then a week later, they fired him, which was bad. So he became the head coach for the Jets at the beginning when the Patriots and Jets were working out a deal to get Parcells to the Jets. And so they had to have an interim head coach, even though it was off season, and they named Belichick as the head coach for only a few days, and then Parcells came on board. And then he also decided after that he was going to become the head coach, went to the press conference. If y'all remember this, he went to the press conference announcing him as the new head coach, and he wrote on a napkin, "I'm resigning," and then had a 30-minute press conference of why he's not going to be the head coach. And the Jets were like, wait a minute, you said you agreed to be the head coach. And they filed a grievance with the league, and he went on to go to New England to be the head coach, and they had to give up a first-round draft pick for him to the Jets because the league agreed that, yes, you are already agreed to be the head coach. He went to the press conference and resigned. How crazy is that? How ballsy is that to walk up and say,
then he tortured the Jets for
2
decades.
Years
2 decades.
Anyway, that was the rumor I heard. It was kind of fun. Sorry to kind of derail the graphics and what we promised everybody we were going to talk about, but
yeah, I'm not going to put much stock in the rumor because I just don't see it happening. And like I said, we'll talk about some of the other rumors that we've heard and the cool down, but I just don't think that that's the route that the new ownership would go. Let's move on to the cool down or the warm up topic here of trash talking. Real quick, gentlemen, because we're not going to stick too much on the NCAA.
We got a mock draft to get to,
but we do have a mock draft to get to here. But on that particular incident, LSU, Iowa, trash talking happening. Where do you guys stand? And then I want to know, well, I'll get to another topic or another part of this topic afterwards, but just real quick, 2 sentences. Where do you stand on this one, Trev?
I love it. Keep it coming. Next.
Okay, Stoner.
That was 2 sentences, I think.
Yeah.
I'm okay with trash talking. I'm not okay with taunting.
All right. I wonder what the difference is, because I think that once you get to that level of sports, like that's just that competitive edge.
Right.
And it's fine. I coach, and I know there's more than 2 sentences. I coach my son's soccer team, 8, 9-year-olds, some 10-year-olds. And yeah, I'm not okay with them doing the trash talking and stuff. In fact, I had to pull a kid out of the handshake line because as he's going down, he was just like, oh, your team's trash. We beat you. Like, we just dominated you and stuff. I'm like, nope. All right. Nope. We can't have that. Not at that age. That competitive spirit, it's going to get the good. And I can see where, Stoner, maybe you're trying to draw the line here. Like the trash talking is fine, but the continual going in somebody's face might not be. Is that where you're drawing the line?
Yeah, you just can't do it towards somebody in terms of taunting, physically taunting, right? So you can talk to them. You can say all you want, but then when you start making gestures and making somebody purposely look bad, that's where you got to draw the line. That's where the NFL drew the line. The NFL said you can do all of that craziness, right? But you can't direct it at a player or at a bench or coach, another team. Because we know if you allow that, then it's just going to lead to fights. That's what, if you feel disrespected in a game because somebody is taunting you, then it's going to lead to fights, and you've got to draw that line somewhere. Trash talking is different. Trash talking is just, you're just going at somebody and telling them what you think and all of that. Yeah. So I'm okay with trash talking.
I think the golden rule here, not the life's golden rule, right? But the golden rule for trash talking is simply, if you can't take it, you don't dish it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so, and I think that Caitlin Clark has, she's come out today and she said, it's no big deal. She shouldn't be getting hate, and I think it's fine. The moving on from this particular topic, mm-hmm. Are there any trash talkers in the DC sports realm that you loved to just see do their thing? And if maybe not a DC guy or gal, maybe just one of your favorite trash talkers in sports.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, is that cheating because he was a Wizard for 2 years?
It's right? Fair, I guess.
So he's local.
Just watching the Last Dance documentary on Netflix, you got to really dive in and see what he was like, and he would just talk to you, tell you were trash in practice. Ruthless, and it made you better, it made you worse. Some could take it, some couldn't. But Michael Jordan,
yeah, for sure. And everybody seems to say that Larry Bird was a legendary trash talker as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, he's known by everybody to be a legendary trash talker, and he did things like, there was that one game where he shot everything left-handed for the entire game because he was trash talking somebody on the other team who said he can't shoot with his left. So he just went the whole game and shot with his left and told them all about it every time he would shoot it.
I think he scored like 34 that game or something ridiculous.
It's crazy. Yeah. But it's great, like when Michael Jordan's at the free throw line and he shoots a free throw with his eyes closed.
Yes.
Because he's talking trash to somebody.
And he said, I'll do it again.
And and he did it again. That's great, because that's kind of all in fun. But if you trash talk and then you step over somebody, that's where it's going to get out of hand. That's where taunting is.
I love it.
I enjoy.
You're referring to AI step over, because that was amazing.
Love it.
That's amazing from a fan perspective. Would you have been okay if Ty Lue had jumped up and just decked Allen Iverson?
No, but that's what's going too far, right?
And I don't even think that Ty Lue knew he was being disrespected. I really thought that he thought the AI was just stepping over him to get out of the way. But no, AI was definitely taunting.
Oh man,
I love
it. Great visual. Such a great visual.
Yeah. It's great as a fan, but you have to draw the line somewhere in sports, or else you're just going to have a lot more fights. And that's where they say, like, Dikembe Mutombo could do his finger wag when he blocked, but he can't do it in somebody's face. That's taunting. That's a little bit different. But he can go down the court doing his finger wave, say, don't bring that S in here. I'm not going to have that in here or whatever, as long as he's not doing it, directing it at somebody. That's where I think maybe there's a little bit of a line. Yeah. But like what Angel Reese did in that situation, which was directed completely at Caitlin Clark, that may be crossing a line, but as a fan, loved it. I love seeing that. But if Caitlin Clark turned around and punched her in the face, now we got a problem because she felt disrespected. But because she didn't, it's all good. It's all good if you do it and you don't have any repercussions from it.
I'm here for it.
I do think that there's a thing such as being a poor winner and a sore loser in this regard, right? If you're going to swing at somebody because they're trash talking, you're a sore loser. And if you're going to take trash talking to the level of, where you're completely in somebody's face, then, you could be a poor winner. But there should be, you're competitive. And what I think was kind of neat about that, and I know we're trying to move on from the LSU Iowa talk. I think the LSU girls kind of took it personal that Iowa was getting a lot of love, I think. And so they had this this underdog mentality going there. You heard it going into the game where it was they were like, you're not going to disrespect us like that, because Caitlin Clark just completely was waving off people, at the 3-point line, like, go ahead and shoot it, giving them the rough, as much as I love rest, but given that Russell Westbrook treatment where you're like, yeah, go ahead and shoot it, because you ain't anything out there. And that was what I was doing. And LSU was just like, oh, you do that to us and we're gonna tear you apart. And that's what happened. And so I think they just wanted to have some of that competitive fire for them, and it led to that. And I think that it's good for the game to have competitive. Like, I love hearing the stories where you have Andrew Luck picking up players and telling them, oh, that was a good hit and stuff like that. That's kind of another way to get into players' heads. But I think it's okay to sit there. And in fact, actually, I told my kid this. I told Gavin this for his Fortnite game when someone was, trying to talk some trash to him. I was like, "Well, were you winning?" It was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, then just tell him scoreboard, man. Yeah. Don't even respond. Just be like scoreboard. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Scoreboard."
Yeah. So. Well, let me ask you. You guys haven't really defined a line. Where is the line between being okay and not okay? Or do you guys not have a line? Is it all, everything is fair play?
Physically touching is where you draw the line. I think that if you, like, she did the ring thing to her, but she was like, yeah, in her face, but also not in her face, not chest pumping her, not calling her name, not saying anything foul. She's just doing this in her.
Okay, so a name or saying anything derogatory.
If you use profanity and derogatory and chest bump a little bit, or how the NBA players sneak in like some kind of headbutts or some kind of push.
Yeah, no physical contact.
Like Dylan Brooks, for example, like, he talks all the talk and then he's just a little too much on the court. That's physically no. But if you're just like, from a distance kind of, but still lets people know that, hey, I got a ring and you don't, that's fine. Caitlin saw it, but she was acting like she didn't see it.
She was actively looking elsewhere.
Then, wasn't the face like, hey, B word, like, F you and this and that. She was just like,
I don't, the swearing things, whatever, because most people have that in their lexicon. So I don't think that's a line for me. Physical touching is absolutely anything like derogatory, like don't make it personal, right? Make it about the game, right? If you're going to make it personal, make it about the game. Don't make it about the person themselves. Don't make it about, race, religion, don't bring in family members, anything like that, anything to that level. Make it kind of like that bird trash talk where it was just like, okay, you think I can't shoot on my left? Yeah, I just scored 34 on you with my left. That's how bad you are. I can't shoot on my left type thing. So
I think that's probably a good line
too, right there.
I think that's probably a good line that you can't use derogatory terms or curse words or physically touch them.
Yeah.
But like, Ty Hill, when he runs past your guy and he gives you the peace sign as he's running down, if he does that in general, he's okay. But if he looks back at a guy and does it towards him, he's getting a penalty.
That man waved at somebody ahead of him.
Yes, he did.
Ahead of him. Bye-bye. And then blew by him. That was great. Okay. Yeah. Trash talking on the DC last part here. Would you consider Tara McLaurin's "This is my city, my town" comments in Indianapolis trash talking? No or yes?
No.
Yeah. That's trash talking. Absolutely it is. What would it be classified as?
A declaration.
Right. He's saying, this is my city. When John Wall stands up on the scores table after
I don't think that's trash talking.
This is my city. That's trash talking.
I don't think you're not trashing anybody when you're saying that. You're saying it's your city. Trash talking is like, your game sucks. I'm better than you. You can't do this. You're a rookie. Go back to G League. That's like dogging something about the other person is trash talking because it's trashy. Yeah. But just saying it's my city, it's like, it's just your city. It's
you're saying, you're telling the other team, and especially when you do it in an away stadium like Terry did in Indianapolis, he is trash talking the entire team.
Tommy, Yam, Gus Bus, Ban, all of them were. Ban agreeing with you, Trev. Sorry. Terry was just saying the obvious.
That's right. It is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was trash talking, and I loved it. I loved every moment. That's the trash talking I want more of in our game. And hopefully Washington actually gets to whichever one of our teams gets to back the trash talk up. Because
Terry, he's from Indianapolis, so that's literally why he said that was his city, because he was born and raised from there. So not just because we beat the Colts. He's literally from there.
But he did say he owned that place.
Hey,
like that's trash talking to Pittman and the rest of those wide receivers.
For sure.
This is you might work here, but I own this place.
It's my city. You live here and work in my city.
Well, when we come back from the little ad here for the game, when we come back for the game, we got our first mock draft of the season. That's coming up here right on Ref the District.
The game is brought to you by Pacers Running Stores. Pacers has 5 stores in Northern Virginia and DC. For the best running footwear, apparel, and gear, just stop by or schedule a virtual fitting with the best running experts in the business. Pacers Running exists to help as many people as possible through running. For every run, it's Pacers Running.
Pacers Running, another local business. We appreciate the local businesses that sponsor us here, Ref the District. Whether or not you consider a local DMV or just outside the DMV, which all of us actually technically are. But Pacers Running does have 5 stores within the DMV. You can hit them up or check them out online. First mock draft, gentlemen. We're going to be using PFF here for our draft. We set the speed to slow. I try to make it a little bit more realistic, less random. When Stoner and I were doing some of these tests, you had like Will Levis going number 2 overall. And we're like, probably not going to happen that way. So let's try to hone in a little bit. We have trades open. We're probably going to stay away from them this round. And Stoner has asked that we do a full 7-round draft. I was thinking maybe we get through the top 100 and then we can re-roll it again. So we'll let people in the comment section maybe help us decide that. I just wanted to maybe get somebody other than my voice against Stoner here. So let us know if you want to do the full 7 rounds. We'll do the full 7 rounds. But if you'd like to just play over the first 3, depending on where we're at, we're not trying to make this a 10-hour show here. We've already had some.
Michael already says 3 rounds is enough, but it'll be over in 5 minutes. Is my point.
Nah, I won't. Not with the slow. Okay, and that was not. So one of the things we are going to do here is when there's a player that's picked that is either a shocking pick or somebody who Washington might have wanted to keep an eye on. We're going to have some discussions about that. So, we're going to have a good flow, good conversation here. And why don't we just go ahead and start working this?
Well, when we go through the first 15, though, we are going to kind of slow roll it a little bit so we can see what's going on before we get to 16, right? We can get a feel for what's happening instead of like pick. Okay, 16. And we're like, well, wait a minute, what just happened? So we'll kind of look at the first ones and talk about them for 10 seconds or whatever.
So there was, before we do get into the actual thing, before the actual draft here, there was a comment, Michael, I know you made it, but unfortunately it's too far up. I'm not going to keep scrolling for it. But Michael put up the position that this team, a lot of people are talking about trade down. We got Uptown Dre wanting to, trade down. I'm a big fan of trading down and getting more picks. Michael here says a team with so little talent needs studs, not bodies. Screw trading back, trade up. Are you guys a fan of trading up in this draft?
If it's going to help a position of need, not just because we want to get one of the top names in the draft, no matter the position. Because we already have, I'm sorry, Michael, but to me, we already have talent. And I think we have studs. So if you trade up to draft one of those, you got to replace one of the studs and stars we already have. And that's going to be hard to do. So unless it's a stud quarterback, a stud cornerback, a stud linebacker, then like position of need. But not if it's just CJ Stroud sitting there, we go up to get him. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
CJ Stroud's sitting anywhere after 4, and
Yeah, we're taking them.
and
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
giving away my
you
entire.
know what I'm
draft.
trying to say. Like, I'd rather get a stud at position of need than just a stud because his name is popular.
Okay, that's fair.
Michael's saying a left tackle worth going up for that.
No, because
that who is there name in this draft? You said Stroud. Is there a name in this draft that you're willing to move up for?
Yeah,
I got 3 of them.
Bryce Young, Will Anderson, CJ Stroud. That's about it for me.
Anthony Richardson.
No, I am not using 16 to go up to get Anthony Richardson, who was 13 starts in his entire college football career. That was meaningful football. Not doing it.
Okay. You what do you call it? Clip that little clip right there. In 3 years, I'm gonna play it back for Trev when Anthony Richardson is replacing Patrick Mahomes. And
anybody can do what he did at the combine with no pads and anything. He's throwing in pajamas. Let's be honest.
It's not just the combine.
Okay. What is it? What was his record in 13 starts at Florida? What was his record?
I don't know, probably like 6 and 7 at best.
Great.
Yeah,
but
he's Will Levis on steroids. I'm good.
Gus Bus is all about Christian Gonzalez. Get you a shutdown corner that will fit and can cover Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. Different play styles he's pointing out. I mean, Christian Gonzalez is a good name, and a lot of people want Gonzo here. I have seen that name being taken in the top 10. So you'd have to move up for a player like that. So
and another reason we have to kind of go slow on these first picks in case something like that happens, and we do want to offer a trade to move up to go get somebody who happens to be available.
Yeah. If we, you guys can always call for pause. Yeah. And they'll pause the draft. If you were like, okay, this is now a point where I want to go for an Anthony Richardson or I want to go for a Gonzo. Trev seems not happy with moving on up there. So he's going to be the voice of reason probably. Let's get this going here. So on the clock is going to start off with Carolina, obviously the one who traded up, and then no, we're not going to pause this early for
pause. I want to offer a trade.
What are you going to offer a trade? Bryce Young is no, you're not doing that. Okay, I shouldn't have let him had the ability to do that.
We don't want to go too fast here.
Right? But we're going as slow as it allows here. There's no names here you should be surprised with. Bryce Young, DJ Stroud, Will Anderson.
For our audience,
everyone needs to forgive Stoner here. He's a little older. It takes things time to
get the
process.
Feel for who's getting drafted and everything.
Those were the 3 names that Trev listed off, and I wouldn't be surprised to see those go 1, 2, 3.
Every
really
is. Wait, who was
going to be pausing in the 7th round?
Wait, in the first round, up to 15, we got to get a feel before we get to our 16.
Just look at the pick.
All right, go.
All right, resuming the draft here.
Yeah,
the Colts. This is where Anthony Richardson goes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tyree Wilson and Edge. Okay. Jalen
Carter. Slow down.
I thought he would go.
Will Levis. Okay. See, this is where I just don't buy it. I just don't buy Will Levis going this high.
Raiders.
Don't buy him going this high.
It's a great pick.
That's a horrible pick.
That's a great pick for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great pick for the Raiders because they've got Jimmy G, and we know how fragile he is. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Right.
Will Levis
Gonzalez is still out there.
Yeah.
Paris is still out there.
Nobody wants to trade up.
No, I'm good.
There goes Gonzalez. Yeah, at 8. There's
gone.
If this is how the draft is going, Will Levis gets taken. You don't know Atlanta's going to take Gonzalez. Do you trade up to the 8th for Gonzalez?
No. Oh, no, absolutely not.
No. Only because we know that now, but beforehand, no way.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't see Gonzalez as so far ahead of the other corners that you have to give up all those picks for.
Nope.
I Sauce Gardner last year was like, he was one of the ones I kept telling you guys hated hearing me talk about Sauce Gardner. But it was like, he was one of those ones that if he fell to you, just have to take him.
Who's the guy from LSU that went like top?
Derek Stingley. He went.
Yeah,
to
how did he do?
He's in Houston.
Okay.
He barely played.
Okay.
He was hurt a lot of the year. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He'll be good though.
All right. Come the Bears at 9.
They're gonna take.
He just took Skoronski. All right. There's the guy.
There's whether or not he's going to be a tackle or guard. Kind of unsure. Kind of got some short T-Rex arms, so maybe that helps him fall. This is a name that I would love to see come to us at 16.
All right, so we got a tackle and a corner have gone already.
Paris still out there. Paris just went.
Paris is gone.
This is honestly where I think that we should have gone with Gus Bus's idea here. Trade the 16th, 47th, and 118th to Philly for their 10th and 62nd pick.
I'm not trading.
Only Philly to go for Paris Johnson Jr.
I'm good. Why are we drafting linemen when we just addressed that in the offseason during free agency?
They still want to address the linemen.
Yeah, you can, but you don't have to use your first round pick on that. If you already went and signed depth and you got your starting line right now, you want to go get another O lineman. Can they plug and play right now at 16? That's
they better.
That's what I'm saying. Like, then who are you going to get rid of to make them plug and play?
You know who they're getting rid of. You know who they're getting rid of, and I've been telling you this for 6 months. I know he's not going to be on this team next year. Left tackle 72 Charles Leno is not going to be on this team next year.
You don't like as in the one coming up, this season coming up.
Yes, correct. This season, he is not going to be on this.
He's going to be a post June 1 cut.
He is, or he's going to be a post April 27th cut, draft day cut. Yeah. Sorry, we love the guy. We love the family. Yeah. He's an incredible human
He's a great
being,
player. Yeah, all good things there.
Yeah, all things come to.
So then is that why we got Wiley then, though? So then
Wiley's a right tackle.
He's a right
tackle. Is he going to? Oh, never mind. That's you. Just
I've actually
atmosphere. That's tough.
I've actually seen some people talking about Wiley going to left guard. I've seen it in some people's
it depends on it depends if you get a rookie tackle maybe you don't put the rookie tackle at left right away, you put him at right, and then you move Wiley inside to the left guard position. That's where position flex helps. But we'll see. So Paris Johnson would be a name that I wouldn't be surprised to see some people kind of clamoring to move up for. Tennessee here at 11.
All right.
Witherspoon. That's the other name. A lot of people love Spoon.
We still got time though.
Yeah, and so it's interesting to me. A lot of people want to move up for Gonzalez, but not Spoon. And Spoon was seen as kind of like one of the better, or if not best prospects for a while for corner. So just interesting there. So
all right. Texans
again here.
My receiver they're taking. Oh,
nope, going edge from Iowa. Broderick Jones. There's a good little tackle. It's gone.
Tackle.
Ooh,
wide receiver, and Nolan Smith edge. Nolan Smith is one. A lot of people were saying that we don't have to pause now. Now we're at the draft stage.
All right. Well, who are we taking here, guys?
All right.
Knowing that's what's taken off the board right now, who are we taking?
Okay. So let's talk about this. We've got 2 corners and 2 tackles are gone. Joey Porter Jr. still there.
Yes.
Nathan's guy from Oklahoma, the tackle.
Yeah.
He's still available.
Anton Harrison. He's ranked 24 here.
Yeah.
Again, though, this is one of those kind of Jahan Dotson thing. Ignore where other people have him ranked. It's where Washington's going to have him ranked.
Yeah.
You got to go, Joey.
Guy's a
know who else is still available? Dare I say?
Who?
Bijan
Osiris.
Robinson.
Oh, yeah, that's
Bijan's
true.
Still available.
Don't take
That's
him.
what people are saying. None of us here want anything to do with Bijan. And
I have him ranked 27th.
Nobody wants him in round 1. So I would say
I'm going to make an argument for Bijan Robinson real quick. Okay, he honestly is probably one of the top 5, if not top 3, football players in this particular draft. The value's not there for a running back in the first round. Kansas City did a running back in the first round in 2020, got 800 yards. They took a running back last year in the 7th round, got 800 yards.
Right.
So the value's not there, but this
value's not there.
This goes back to when we're talking last year, and when there was a safety and nobody wanted to take him in the first round. Yep. But he was honestly one of the best football players in that draft.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got the same thing. And I argued that you had to take Kyle last year.
Yeah.
Because if he falls to you at that point, he's literally the best player on the board. And this is one of the things that Ron and EB and Martin Mayhew were all talking about, is they're in a position now. Their roster's kind of fleshed out where they don't have holes to fill. Well, they have holes to fill, but they don't necessarily need to go that route. They can go best player available. This is the best player available.
Okay. So you made your argument. Now we're going to move on because we are discrediting that argument.
Yeah, I am not taking Bijan Robinson.
Me and Trev have overruled and have said we're not taking. Now we've got tight ends available.
No.
We've still got all the tight ends available.
No.
Position of need, yes.
Okay.
God, no.
We've got tackles available, and we've got corners.
Yes.
What about possibly trading back?
Nope. I'm staying right here, dog.
HT says, anyone offering a trade?
Where you want to trade back to, Stoner? How far back you want to go?
Well, what if we can do we can do what they did last year and move a few spots back and still get Joey Porter Jr., and if not, get a Deion Branch out of Maryland?
I think if you have a chance to get them right now, you do it. Why would you risk losing them just because? Why are you moving back by chance? Also, why are you moving back? Because somebody wants to take our spot, or we want to move back?
We want to move back to acquire more picks. We want to get an extra pick. So what's an offer that we could put out there, Nathan, on the mock trade?
I mean, we can pick a team.
But don't they give you like options or whatever possible trade options?
I'm not seeing that here.
Oh, okay.
But that's, I'm maybe not as familiar with this one. I see this number 25, but I don't know what that means here. So,
okay.
I have you guys can't see it, but there is a window here. I mean, we can pick any of the teams to trade with: Detroit, Tampa, Seattle, Chargers. These are all the next picks. The only one we're not offering is the 17th for Seattle.
No,
so
stay right here at 16. What was our draft pick last year?
We had 11 and we fell back to 16.
Yeah.
And we almost lost our minds. Luckily,
you lost your mind.
I did, but also for real though,
I was celebrating.
This fan base is very happy and lucky that Jahan Dotson panned out and proved that he was worthy of that pick, because he might have been a bust, just like his name, Jamin Davis. We took him, a second-round graded linebacker, took him in the first round, and we ready to call him a bust after the first year. I'm not ready to do that. If you got the players that are on your board now, right there available, there's no reason to walk away from them to see if they fall down to you even more. Nah, go get them right now so you don't give another team a chance to be like, we really weren't looking for Joey Porter Jr., but we could use a cornerback. Let's take him. I mean, it's Joey Porter Jr. We want a quarterback in the 4th round, but he's here in the 1st round. They traded back. Let's take him now. And then we're like, damn, now we got to go get Deion Banks or settle for a mediocre cornerback that's not as high a grade as Joey Porter. So if he's right there, we have a chance at our pick. You take him.
All right. I hear your argument for that as well, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I think that we can offer a trade. What if we offered Detroit our pick for the 18th and a 3rd rounder, as Gus is saying? So you're only moving back 2 spots
and getting
if they're giving us an extra 3rd rounder, I don't know if they'll accept it. Give them a call. Give him a call. I
mean, realistically, on this list here, right? Like, you have a Banks, you have a Branch, and you have a Joey Porter Jr. If you're going to go the defense route, that are solid names there. That's and so you're guaranteeing if you only fall back 2, like one of those names is going to be there. So I'm going to try
for 18 and 81.
So 1881 for 16.
See if they take it.
It says 78% chance to be accepted.
Oh, they took
trade
it.
Accepted. Okay.
I like it.
All right. So we'll see where that goes.
Like, what are we doing?
Great. We got a third rounder for somebody who's not going to play at all in the third round that we select.
But we might still get our. Which one of those players did you want, Trev? We're still.
You wanted JPJ, right?
Yeah.
You wanted Joey Porter. Maybe we
Okay,
still
so
get
if
him.
he's
There's
there,
only 2 picks.
Yeah, if he's there, did we miss out anybody? Let's see what we got here.
Well, we'll see.
Detroit taking
Quentin
Quentin
Johnson.
Okay.
And-
Joey Porter
Hey!
Jr.
No,
What did I just tell you? What did I just tell you?
No whammies, no whammies. And oh, we got hit. We got hit with Joey
That
Porter
just
Jr.
proved my point as to why you stay pat and not give anybody else a chance to go get the player you wanted just because you want an extra scrub in the third round.
I'm sorry, Trev.
It is a
You're
top
fired.
100 pick.
You're
though.
fired. You're fired.
Oh, I'm sorry, Trev.
You're
Stoner's
fired.
not a GM for a reason.
I told you this.
All right.
Doug, there are
So-
players just as good as Porter.
Thank
Now
you,
we
Doug.
gotta settle for Deion Banks or the guy from Mississippi State. Like now we gotta settle.
Gus Bus
And now we
calling
gotta go
out Trev with the third round trash talking here. McLaurin, Gibson, BSJ.
Robinson. Another
Really?
third rounder.
Gus Bus, we
all these
probably could have
players
gotten a
we
little bit
named,
more.
And we
but-
want to draft Bijan Robinson at 16, but you guys are naming these playmakers all of a sudden like we have them. But when the draft was here, we need somebody else because we don't have studs. Get out
Yeah,
of here.
Nathan. Get out.
Get out
Hey,
of here.
before I forget, if everybody can hit that like button.
I cannot. I told
appreciate
you.
that, 'cause
Let me
Draft-
make this pick.
What about Joey Porter Jr. here? And I'm going to bring up his profile. What about him was what you loved here? I mean, great grades, right? I mean,
He's
you know,
long. He's
73
long.
overall, 67.
He's better than BSJ already. Like he actually is in the same
6'2",
conference. I mean, he's Joey Porter's son. He probably needs a little bit better ball skills, but he can cover. He's long. He's fast.
I assume if he's Joey Porter Jr., he is Jerry Porter's son.
His name is Joey, not
Joey
Junior.
Porter. You know what I'm saying?
No, I actually had
I got all my names. You said he's Joey Porter's son.
But obviously, we know
Porter.
the Joey Porter from the Pittsburgh Steelers, not just any old Joey Porter.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got some football pedigree.
Well, it doesn't matter now, but now
But
he's
he
from
gone.
Pittsburgh where his dad played
He-
because we decided to get an extra scrub in the
He
third
gone.
round. That's not going to contribute right
Oh.
away.
Yam wants to know where he was ranked.
Where was he ranked? So
Mel
let me
Kiper
close
and Tom
out of
McShay
his,
have us picking him today in their latest mock draft.
it doesn't
He was right there.
say
What? Oh no, that's
trends. Yeah, so here we go. His average draft position right now is 16, 17, 18. So right in this range where
yeah.
where
wanted
he
to
ended up being
trade back.
picked. We traded the 16th and he ended up getting taken at the 17th.
So now we
Um,
have to go 3 rounds because I want to see what scrub we just got for this.
Oh yeah, we have to get to
draft
the 81st pick now. At least to
Yeah,
the
we got 2
81st.
third rounders now.
All right, let's see who we
I'm
pick.
ready.
Let's
All right,
go.
so
Right.
do
What
we
do we
go with
go?
the Banks? My preference here is actually going with Brian Branch.
I like Brian Branch. Yes.
Safety.
Yeah, he's versatile.
safe.
Do it all. Yeah, do it all. This is
Let me
this is
ask
a guy who, I mean, look at that blue, 89.5.
I got ridiculed when somebody put out a tweet talking about the 4 stud safeties that this team has.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
said, we don't have 4 stud safeties.
we have 0 stud safeties.
And I got lambasted for that because I said, you don't have anything great. You have a couple of good starters and a couple of special teamers.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden we want to use our first round draft pick on a safety.
Yeah.
I picked Kyle Hamilton last
Yeah,
year.
that was no
So
different than last year.
the only thing that's changed is that, you know, Defoe's kind of looking pretty exciting.
Oh my God.
Cam Curl's in the box, and then you got rid of McCain.
All right.
So
This is going to be one of those drafts where a couple years from now, when Branch turns out to be a bust, and then there's going to be that newspaper article where they say, well, there was the one guy in the room, the one GM in the room said, do not draft a safety at 18. And that will be me. So I'm against it, but it seems like everybody wants that.
Who are you going to take then?
I would take a corner. I
So
would take
Deontay
Banks. Yes. Or
local guy, Maryland.
How tall is he?
I'd take a tight end here.
How tall is
6 even.
But he is a blazing.
Athlete 4.35.
But he's only 197.
42-inch vert.
That's okay.
Okay. So it's either Branch, Banks, or we got to start arguing about a tight end.
No, I'm not arguing with the tight end. I'm shutting down the tight end talk.
All right.
Hey, Stoner.
So,
I like the.
Yeah. So this Uptown trade, this Branch has versatility, and Cam Curl can play kind of that slot corner role.
So we're going to do a Curl, Forrest, McCain, but now we're going to do a Curl, Forrest, Branch.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? He's McCain's replacement.
Essentially.
Playing in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This MFer better be good or else you two are getting fired.
You've already been fired. You
got fired against Joey Porter.
I hear you.
Trev, any problems with it? Branch?
I like Brian Branch from Alabama. I like
Bama boys are built different. Caleb, thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah. Branch then. Two out of 3 say Branch.
Yeah, I'll take
all right.
Okay. All right. We're gonna draft Branch. Let this run for a little bit.
We did. Here. We got Brian Branch.
Yeah,
he took
him.
We
Bijan goes up to Seattle. Was actually the one I was thinking about. I was thinking about trading back with, because I figured they would want a running back and they could take Bijan, and then we could probably get a couple there. Deontay Banks going 21.
That's a good pick for them.
So that's a good pick for them. But now,
they have Derwin James, they have Asante Samuel Jr., they have J.C. Jackson coming off injury, who was Mr. INT before he got hurt, and they add that secondary is pretty scary. Our secondary, who's scary back there that he could pair along with to be like, oh, that's going to be a force. Who is it? Well,
you need at least one, so why not draft one? You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
You can't just say, well, we don't have other good players in that position.
I know we don't, but like that's actually like a good pick. I didn't like him for us for some reason. I'd rather take Gary Porter.
He gone. Jordan Addison went.
Yep, Jordan Addison.
That seems like a reach for Baltimore, but okay.
We're trying to do everything to keep Lamar there.
Yeah, but did you know Baltimore has drafted the most wide receivers since in the last 5 years?
Yes, they have.
They tried.
Because they always draft the second,
they're not Pittsburgh, who finds these gems in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round.
Yeah, like the Hollywood Brown, who was sorry, Nathan, but just a deep ball threat and really didn't pan out. Devin Duvernay.
Yeah, all these guys.
He was better on special teams than as an actual.
Who's that guy that played for the Commanders for a year? He was their 1st round pick one year. Who was that guy? Remember? I think he's still kind of hanging around in the league.
Why? You could take a safety in the 1st round. Baltimore did last year.
Who'd they take last year?
Kyle Hamilton.
Oh, the safety you're talking about.
Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, there's people telling you don't take a safety.
Yeah, he was a stud. All right.
That's fine. All right.
So,
let's move a little bit faster here. Guys, we're kind of coming into the territory where do we come back into the 1st round? So anybody there, Darnell Wright? I mean, the bonus here, Zay Flowers is off the board, Brian Brees. The benefit to jumping back in, there's your first tight end out of Notre Dame, Michael Mayer there. The bonus to coming back in, and we've only got the 28, 29, 30, and 31st and 32nd pick here. So if just a few picks to do this. But is you get that 5th round option.
5th year option.
Yeah, the fifth year option.
Yeah. I don't think there's anybody worth that.
What's our 2nd round pick, real quick, before I make this statement? 47.
So yeah, our next pick's at 47.
Yeah, like 20.
So we've got a long way to go before.
Do you trade back in and grab Hendon Hooker at 31?
If you take Hendon Hooker, then you need to send Sam Howell to another team or to the scout.
What do you mean? If we take him right here in the 1st round, or if we take him at all in general?
If you take him in the 1st round, you
at
take
31
back in the 1st round. You're saying Sam Howell ain't it
at 31?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
no. By the way,
billion.
Hendon Hooker probably is not playing much this year, if at all, because he's recovering from the knee injury.
Oh, right, but still, you don't do.
Which could be why you got a Jacoby Brissett, right?
Question: If the Patriots didn't trade back in to get Lamar Jackson at 31 or whatever, and he was a second round quarterback for the Ravens, would that nullify your argument right there by saying if you draft him 31, he has to play immediately? What if Lamar was drafted second round with his talent? Do you think he still would have played immediately?
Well, he didn't play immediately. He was behind Flacco. So Flacco played for a year.
Okay, so then why can't we draft Hendon Hooker and have him behind Jacoby Brissett?
Because Flacco is in this. Oh, okay, behind Brissett. Yes, that means Sam Howell's gone. That means Sam Howell's not part of this equation.
So would you do that at 31, since we're talking about trading back in? Would you do that to trade back in and get Hendon Hooker?
Would I do that? I would do that. But I'm the guy who would have traded up for Anthony Richardson.
That's true. Never mind. I'm asking the wrong person. Nathan, my bad. I meant to ask you, someone who knows a little bit about.
I'm probably not trading up for Hendon Hooker, mainly because I just feel like he is one of the positions that you do this for, right? You do this for a QB. You do this for the ones that fifth year option is like going to be cheaper than, if they work out kind of deal. And QBs are one of those. Tackles tend to be one of those. Wide receivers can, so it's a team thing. I don't think they need a wide receiver. I am a howler. And so I'm putting a lot of faith in that Sam can do better this year. And so I'm just not, I like Hendon Hooker. And if he's there at 47, I will probably talk to you guys about taking him.
I like him at 47. But
I'm not going to trade back up for him. He's not playing this year. This is where we do, Tommy T and a couple other players, Michael saying it as well. You need people who can play right now. Hendon Hooker's not playing this year because of leg injury. Like if he was playing, then maybe you do that. And we're going to be talking about this a little bit more in our cool down because there's some rumblings around him. But for our draft purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and resume the draft here. I don't think we're team move up. Don't think there's a name that we really want. Dalton Kincaid, there's our second tight end off the board right there. Osiris, there's one people really wanted coming to Washington. Will McDonald, my guy, still on the clock here, and now he's off. Anton Harrison.
Oh, look, another Steeler. How about that?
By the Steelers. Edge out of Northwestern to Houston. Cam Smith. Jones, we got a while here. Maybe I speed this up just a touch.
We're 10 picks away. Ojulari. I wonder if he's a brother of the other one that's in New York.
Michigan.
Ooh, Keely Ringo. I like him. He went to the Raiders.
Yeah,
Emmanuel Forbes is the Saints. Okay.
Emmanuel Forbes is somebody who Washington gets tagged to.
Another tight end.
Oh yeah, Darnell. That's unfortunate. Darnell would have been a great pickup at 47.
Mm-hmm. He's a DK Metcalf of. Josh Downs went to Atlanta. Hendon Hooker went to 45. Okay, pause. Now we're screwed. Okay. Now we're screwed.
What happened?
Yeah, because Nathan said if he was at 47, I'd take him. But he went at 45. Okay. So now that brings me, do we trade in to end the first round or a little bit above the 47 pick to grab Hendon Hooker for this scenario right here?
I just love that it's the Green Bay Packers who take him in this particular draft here. Apparently no love for Jordan Love here. Tanner McKee, there's your QB. A lot of people with the QB coach coming from Stanford. Some people are saying that might
now
be
look what's left right now. Like Hendon Hooker is probably the best player available before these names come up, and we missed them. So therefore, now that we know he's gone, do you make a trade to get up higher in the second round to grab a Hendon Hooker? I mean, we are meeting with him on Monday. We'll get to that with the rumblings. Do you do that?
Yes.
Second round. Yeah, I trade up to
Will Washington?
No.
I don't think there's any chance. They're not going to. They're all in on Sam, like it or not.
Right.
They're.
I know, but
they're going to draft a QB.
Yeah, they will.
Probably not before. Not in the first round.
No, they shouldn't draft a QB at all. They have 3 quarterbacks.
Who?
They don't need another
They have
scrubby.
Jake from State Farm.
Yes, Jake from
He's gonna
State
be gone by the time draft is over. Why we counting him in the? Why you keep counting him as on the roster, bro?
Because they signed him in February.
He'll be on to be on the practice squad again.
Correct. That's what a third quarterback does.
Now it's gonna be the fourth because you can have 4 now. Remember?
No, I don't think.
No, you can have a third for game day is what I think is what they're trying to do.
Yeah, you drafted Hendon Hooker and making the third quarterback dress and get rid of.
Okay, guys, Hendon Hooker's off the board. Let's get on to our pick here at 37. I've got Gus Bus screaming Matthew Bergenson at us.
Who's that? A tackle?
Bergeron
From Syracuse.
Bergeron, rather.
What do you do there?
Played fairly well. It looks like only allowed a whopping total of 10 sacks over 3 years. That's pretty efficient. Let's see.
Do you want to tackle here? So we've got a safety. We've got no corners yet.
Go get a corner right now if there's one.
Who's the best corner available?
None now because the Mississippi State guy just got picked.
Well,
Banks is gone.
Somebody's available. They said this is like a 15 cornerback.
Oh, yeah. This is way deep.
I've only heard of 5.
Julius Brent's.
Go back
Ooh,
to
right here. I got one. Go get him right there. Go
the
get
center.
Go up one more right there.
Steve Avila
from TCU.
Okay,
we're meeting with.
Go down a little bit. Go down a little bit. Let me just a little bit more. Ooh, I kind of like that right there.
You want to run it back in the second round?
No, I do not. But I love Gibbs. I think he's gonna be a star. All right.
already got one in B-Rob. What are you talking
Here's a
about?
linebacker, Washington State, Hindley.
I ain't never heard of
No
him.
thanks.
Washington State. They ain't been relevant to Ryan Lee. I'm good on that.
So we're out on the top of the board here. We're out on Tanner McKee.
Tanner McKee is the highest ranked player. Now
QB's
listen,
overdrafted. After average draft position 72. The ranking is 37.
Get him out of here.
All right, but Mr. BPA over there, if he's BPA, you better start advocating for him.
Best player available?
Yeah.
No,
because he's not on my BPA. He's not on my board.
Okay. I'm just saying that he is.
Tanner McKee is like a 4th or 5th round.
He's like a Cole Kelly. Remember him? Cole Kelly?
I don't throw these quarterbacks super high on these draft boards just because.
Hendon Hooker is the last quarterback I would have taken at 47.
DeJuan Jones, Manuel Forbes, both I think already taken here, but Steve Avila is open.
All right, so if you take a guard, right? You
Buy
assume that guard is going left guard.
By Andrew Norwell.
Okay, he's gone. I mean, Ron didn't even remember he was still on the roster.
Yeah.
So he gone. Okay, so then you've got Nick Wright at center.
Who?
What's his name? Nick Gates. Nick Gates at center.
Nick Wright works for Fox.
Cosme is right guard.
Yep.
Wiley is right tackle.
Leno is
your left tackle.
You don't got to get rid of Leno. And you got Steve Avila to be your left guard.
Or hear me out. Or Nick Gates is your left guard. And you draft the center here. You draft the kid from Ohio State.
You already know. You just
left guard would be the left guard.
To be your backup.
Which is, he can be a starter though too.
Okay.
Nick Gates and him could be one of those is going to be the starter center, I think. Tyler and Nick. One of them is going to be the starter for us.
Well, why don't you make Larson your backup and move Gates to left guard? He's now your starting left guard.
Draft a guard here right now, and that way you don't have to do that.
Break the tie, Nathan.
You can make Nick Gates be your starting center and have Tyler be your backup still. If you draft Steve Avila right here, make him your guard.
But
I'm gonna quickly point out here 0 sacks this last season.
Yeah, drafted
and at TCU, and they threw the ball a lot.
And he
games played 15. This is all 15 games. TCU.
Right now.
Hold on. TCU played up against Georgia in one of those 15 games, and 0 sacks given out by this guy.
Okay.
Georgia's defense is legit. Georgia's line is
and they got that butt whooped by Georgia, and he's still 0 sacks. So draft him right now.
What about
rated to 61.9?
What Ron told us? I'm just saying what Ron told us. Sadiq Charles and Chris Paul.
Bye.
Guard.
Cool. We've seen Sadiq Charles for how many years? I'm over Sadiq.
All right. Steve Avila it is.
Go get your guards.
Yeah, I'm good with Steve Avila.
Yeah.
Weipler's close, but Steve is the pick here.
All right.
Yeah.
Gonna draft.
We can do whatever we want. Now
we could have done whatever we wanted already.
Go get a linebacker.
16 picks remaining in mock draft here. We have no more picks.
Your
Because
boy
I
Gibbs
just
right
did the
after
first
that.
two rounds, I
We only
guess.
did 2 rounds. We
Apparently.
traded for an extra 3rd rounder.
I'm
and now
that's
we don't
my
even
bad.
see who it is.
That's my bad, everyone. That's my bad. That's
He
that's
pulled a starter, you guys. He just wanted to see how long we could go.
yeah, totally messed up. By the way, some good names here from so Laporta is a name that I know people wanted. Pick 54 for Bergeron as Gus Bus really wanted. Musgrave.
So the mock is over.
Yeah, for us apparently it is because I'm a goober. We can always do another one, just the first couple of rounds. Yeah, well,
3 though. 3. We won't
3 rounds. Top 100.
What are we
go
doing
over
right now?
all those guys again.
Are we adding on to this?
No, we're starting all over.
Yeah, let me go ahead and go turbo mode here. Yeah, grading our draft here. What would you grade it? Oof, B pick for the trade. C plus, A minus,
C plus for Branch. I told you so.
A lot of people telling us no value in that one. That's fair. Okay. All right.
So we're gonna do it again.
New mock draft.
3 this time.
3 rounds.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So now this is going to be a different whole
Just
draft.
us.
Now?
All right. So less randomness, more towards the drafter needs. Positional value. You guys want to put this a little bit higher?
Yeah.
Like right there.
Yeah.
Public board versus PFF, because PFF, if they just do their best player available, you're going to have somebody like Tanner McKee in the first round, and that's just
okay.
All right,
ridiculous.
I'm ready.
All right, let's get this rolling here.
Who's going
on the clock? Start this one. 15 teams.
Bryce Young again.
Bryce, DJ, Anderson,
Anthony Richardson, Tyree Wilson, Jalen Curry.
Same.
Yep. Gonzalez again, Ferris Johnson, Witherspoon. All right, so it's to us. Everything is pretty much played out the exact same here.
Are we doing the trade again?
We learned our lesson.
Same situation we are. So this is where we're going to take.
We're taking Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Trev let us know we screwed up. So I got my job back.
By the way, Porter is rated below Banks in this.
Fine.
But his
average draft position's higher.
Yeah, we'll take get him now. Stoner, welcome back to the organization.
Can we try again? No, because this draft is played out exactly the same. So
we would have to add some randomness, or we'd have to change up the thing here. So again, the trades, they don't actually offer us trades, so like we'd have to offer trade ourselves. And this time, I think we're not going to go with that route. I think we're going to go with Joey Porter Jr. as our option here.
Take that,
Pittsburgh.
Click it.
I can't click the button.
Click it.
Why can't you?
I'll take it. Now we're seeing some Bijan Robinson to Tampa instead. By the way, Deonte Banks now fallen to 21. Branch finally out 24. At Jacksonville there, 24.
There go the tight ends again.
Yeah, that's the same.
And then we should have Anton Harrison. Yeah, everyone's kind of picking the same route. So
same. We're going to take Hendon Hooker at 47.
Ooh,
Jalen Hyatt at 39.
That's a big jump there.
That's huge. Here,
Hendon Hooker again at 45. So, all right. I mean, this one, I think that guys, it's still Steve Avila, right? Like, there's no name above this that I would take over him.
Nope, go get him.
You got tight end available.
No,
I mean, no, you do not have a tight end available. Let's go. If I went anywhere, I'd go with like this is where Bergeron would be taken.
Wasn't go back to like all players instead of just tackles or whatever. Okay. Well, right there. Laporta from Iowa.
We're good on that.
No.
Get your guard from TCU right now. He 0 sacks and a beat down by Georgia.
At 47, I would have taken Darnell Washington. I would have been okay with that.
But not Laporta. Why? Why?
Darnell Washington.
Go ahead and say it. You can say it.
Bro.
You can say it because he's from Iowa. And
he's an Iowa tight end. He's an Iowa tight end.
Right. I get it. I understand.
I'm not saying it's bad.
Kittle came from Iowa, didn't he?
What's that?
Didn't Kittle come out of Iowa?
Yeah, he did.
Hawkinson, he came out of Iowa.
Yeah, he did.
Fair enough.
Red and shirt.
One touchdown, guys. One touchdown. No.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm good.
All right.
He's only 6'3".
We'll get a Vila.
Avila.
Yeah, gonna get a Vila.
Oh, and
right.
if I can jump in again.
Yes.
There's only 20 likes on this thing. We got to get more likes.
Even EP jumped in today to be like, you know, you got to pick it. There's Laporta at 55. So, you know, we're coming up here. We got a lot of picks in between this. There's Weipler gone at 65. We've got our cornerback. We've got our interior offensive lineman.
Now we need a tight end or a linebacker right here.
So, but this is where we do just pick best player available, right? Like that we don't have, we might need a linebacker, Tanner McKee going to Tampa Bay. But I just don't necessarily feel like we have to.
I liked Overshown, that linebacker from Tennessee. Texas. He was good.
Oh, we're not taking a tight end. They all gone.
So here we come. Dang.
All right.
Who we got on the board?
So we've got a corner and what so far? I already forgot. A guard.
We got a corner and a guard.
All right.
Top players on this particular board are quarterback from TCU, safety from Iowa State. Go another guard here. Edge.
I don't know.
I'm a big believer in getting edge.
He sounds like an author.
Right. Show me what you've written first.
Dwayne McBride. Tank Bigsby. Okay, now if you want to get your running back.
Another third-round running back. Another one. It would be like 3 out of the last 4 years you've drafted a running back in the third round.
I mean, out of those names, he's like one of the best.
Teams interested in this pick, by the way, are the 49ers at 99 and the Raiders at 100.
No, stay here at 97.
Oh, what are they offering?
We offer. They just tell us who's interested in the pick. That's how that works, by the way. So the two tells us.
Yeah,
thanks for helping out.
We need a center and a linebacker. Is there a linebacker up here right now?
Yeah. What do you got for linebackers?
Yeah, if you want me to fill in the linebacker position, your linebackers are Dorian Williams out of Tulane, Ivan Pace Jr. out of Cincinnati.
Ooh, Noah Sewell. That's Perry Sewell's brother for the offensive lineman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah, we can get him next round.
You can get him in the 4th round?
Yeah, I think so.
He's average draft positions.
Ooh, the next one's good too. Look at the next one, Alabama linebacker Henry Toto or whatever.
If you're taking somebody, you'd go with Williams or Pace.
I'm going either Noah Sewell or Toto.
I'm going Williams. You're overdrafting for name recognition.
I'm not going to go with either of those. I am going to take an edge here.
You're taking an edge. I'm taking a linebacker.
And I'm taking
an overdrafted linebacker.
Stop it! You're taking somebody just because he's at the top of the list. That's the only reason why you're taking him.
Doug says you can't wait on these.
Tanner McKee was at the top of the list, and he was taken before he was probably supposed to be. So I'm not going by that. I'm going Noah Sewell or Toto because hey, Payne and Allen probably already know him.
Oh, I don't care about that.
I do. Continuity helps, bro.
I want to take the highest rated linebacker. So
yeah, we did that too with Jamin Davis, and look what happened.
We overdrafted him. Look what happened.
I know. Right? I know. But
that
was
so far down on the list here. So Williams is the pick for you. He had this one season that's not good, but 2 really good seasons there at Tulane.
And 12 missed tackles.
Tulane, man, he's playing like
exactly
6'1", 2. He's a senior, still pretty young though.
He's 22 years old.
Coverage linebacker, somebody who
4.9 speed.
This is who you want?
Nah.
Stoner's starting to ponder this one.
Go to Noah Sewell or Noah Sewell, however you say it.
All right, okay. So it seems like we're locking in on a linebacker. So
man. We need an LB. Come on, Stoner.
Yeah, we need an LB, but I don't want to.
Do you guys want to do Pace Jr. first?
Yeah,
He's
let's
next
check
on the
him out.
list. Okay, Pace Jr.
Ooh,
Look
a
at that
93.
dark blue.
Done.
Yeah,
19 missed tackles. I'm good.
He's played every game last 2 years.
He missed 19 tackles.
Cincinnati does have a sneaky good.
He's
defense,
5'10".
so
We don't need another.
Oh, a bit
You don't-
short,
you-
small
London
framed.
Fletcher. That's true. We don't need another London Fletcher. Move it along.
All right,
See, that guy's ranked
Noah.
147. Trev, we're only on pick 90 something. We can get him
solid
next round.
solid 3-year starter though.
Just saying. He had 8 missed tackles last year.
He played a lot on the D line too.
How many games has
not
he
a
played
coverage
the last
guy.
3 years? 12, 14.
Yeah, this is a bigger dude.
35.
Yeah,
6'1",
so throwback
He's
linebacker.
slow, i.e., slow.
Blitz
Throwback.
heavy, AE. What we like to do and need to do more of.
Yeah, this is one of those linebackers that becomes a edge rusher or like essentially that's
what's
not.
his name? Who we have? It didn't pan out. Shaka Tony. Yeah.
Oh man, poor
Stetson
Shaka
Bennett.
Tony.
Just take Stetson Bennett and let's be.
Are
done.
you serious right now? Go to Henry real quick. Let's look at Henry and then we'll go to Stetson.
Henry
No, I'm
to-
not.
to Oto?
Yeah, just look at him. Oh, he's trash.
He's got name recognition. That's all.
Yeah, he's got Alabama. He, doesn't even have a lot in the
Look at his
board here.
hometown on there. He ain't. Yeah.
All right, so what
I
do we
appreciate
do here?
command this here.
97. Oh man, it says
You guys didn't like any of the linebackers. I mean, it really is going to be Dorian Williams here, right?
Yes,
Or
take him. Hit
Wait.
the button. Move it along.
do you want to draft a center here?
This is our last
after
pick.
the
This is
guard?
it.
We
You
have
want
a
to see who
guard.
those are? Interior offensive line.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
want to draft one of those here, center? Since you said we need to.
Oh, he's ranked 70th, and we're on pick 97.
Jude
Guy
Bugs? I like the name alone.
Chandler Zavala. I think he's in the
Memphis,
chess club too.
yeah.
His other bros. His lacrosse bros.
6'5", big dude. Until after 5 career starts prior,
How old is
changed
he?
that quickly as he allowed only 4 pressures.
I don't even know how old he is or
Right,
where
what
he's from.
hometown? Yeah, I don't. Is he real?
Yeah, exactly.
North Carolina State just has to move up the road. So you guys going to go more for like Juice Scruggs, a center?
Center?
He has a center, I guess. I don't know.
1 sack this year.
Okay.
Well, centers don't usually give up a whole lot of sacks anyway.
Has
not
some
easy.
guard experience too.
What about safeties?
Right now?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Is there any
third
good
round.
safeties available?
Yeah, go to safeties. That's a good third round pick.
You guys want a safety? What are our Anthony
Who
Johnson
is that? Is this Dad in the
tackles?
league right now?
Doug wants a tackle. I can go to tackles after this because I'm not looking at a safety here.
Anthony Johnson Jr., Ronnie Hickman.
These
Yeah.
these are guys who already should have
Been
already
picked.
been drafted.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one I'd want. Right.
J.R. Brown. You liked Javon Brisker last year too. You like Penn State safeties
I would take him
or whatever. Brisker.
and later, not here.
Well, he's
Wow.
ranked like in the 60s or something, right? Scroll down just a little bit.
You mean scroll up?
No,
No
Scroll-
down.
scroll
Look
down.
at Brown's stat.
Yeah, like 127 he's ranked.
Who-
So yeah,
oh,
you're right.
Brown. Yeah, he's 127. Average draft position at 118. That's what I'm saying. Not here.
Yeah.
Like next pick.
All right, go look at tackles real quick and then
Yeah, I'm not taking a safety with that.
Oof, third round. This is. Do you know him?
another Oklahoma tackle.
Do you know him, Nathan?
I mean, it probably a little redundant there at right tackle. You know, probably much more of a developmental guy than
Nope.
Anton.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the D word. I don't want to hear that D word in third round.
Third round. He only played 9 games last year. Not
I'm
good.
good on that.
Gave up 2 sacks in 9 games.
That's bad. No, it's not. But
Mm,
oh, he was with Tennessee in 2019 and then went to transfer to Oklahoma.
yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, keep
I'm
going.
on him. All
There's
right.
a reason why
let's
average
take a-
draft position at 120.
Who we
Well,
taking? ODU? No. We are staying away from all ODU players from here on out.
Take
Shout
a
out to
kicker.
Heineke.
I think you take the linebacker from Tulane.
yeah, I think that's where we're
Yeah,
headed
yeah.
here. So
You should have been at the top. Oh,
no, he the problem is
You don't want Bigsby?
so low, right?
There he is
Yes,
at the
it's
bottom.
filtered
You can
this-
just
yeah,
grab
I just he's actually after the tackle that you ran away from.
him. Yeah,
Dorian
yeah.
Williams.
We'll
Yeah.
take him.
we just overdrafted another another linebacker, and we did it again.
Yeah. At least it's a third round one. And there we
All
go.
right,
Let's
what's
see
our
where
grade?
we're drafted here, and then we'll move on.
Another B.
B, A minus, A.
Oh,
love-
A with the
love that
linebacker.
pick.
I'm not mad at this.
Yeah, a B, an A minus, and an A.
I'm not mad
That's
at that
an
at all.
A, not an A minus. That's an A.
Yeah, I'll
I
take
think
it.
I got my GM card back.
Yes,
right?
you did. Welcome
Did
back
you?
to the squad.
Did you?
I did. I pushed for Dorian Williams. I stood on the table for him,
You did.
All right.
and I didn't trade back this time, right?
I
Last
don't understand.
Not
So
this time.
hindsight, you ready for this? Hindsight, you traded back to go select Dorian Williams with that third round pick. Hindsight.
What do you mean? Like, if we did, would
Yeah.
that be a good pick?
This is who you got in the third round.
That'd be great.
But you didn't get Joey Porter.
Oh,
Remember
didn't
that.
get Joey Porter?
Yeah,
Well,
we would have gotten
we got-
Branch, Avila, and then Dorian Williams.
Would you feel good about that?
and then we'd have another pick in the third round too, if we had made that trade. If you had Branch, Avila,
Yeah.
Dorian Williams, and another pick, hell yeah, I'd take that over Joey Porter.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I'd take 4 guys over 3 any day. Brian
All right.
Branch apparently is the next.
Stop it.
Well,
Ed Reed, according
Stop
to you guys.
Ant-Man here telling us that we would have gotten an A if we would have gone with Banks. Quite possibly. He was ranked higher
Oh,
on
Banks
the-
is
on the
Maryland guy.
PFF board, and he's the Maryland guy.
That was a good draft.
Gus Bus taking Branch over Porter.
Whoa.
We're gonna have more fun with this, guys. We're gonna be doing the 3 of us will do more of a mock draft later, maybe a full 7 rounds as we go through that. So all that's gonna happen. We're gonna have some good times.
How would you
Right now,
feel-
though, it's time to move on to the cool down. As we heard some QB rumblings, maybe there is a QB in the draft that Washington wants. All that's coming up here in the cool down.
The Cool Down is brought to you by Manscaped. Ever since my Nathan started using their products, I can't cool down. Fellas, trust me. Go to Manscaped right now and get 20% off and free shipping by using the code REF. Your ladies will appreciate you. Now back to Trev, Stoner, and my Manscaped man, Nathan.
All right, here we are in the cool down, sponsored by Manscaped. Make sure you head out to manscaped.com, use that code REF, get yourself 20% off, free shipping. They've got some great items out there to include that nose trimmer. Make sure that you keep yourself, Stoner looks as young as he does, thanks to manscaped.com.
Amen,
Freshen
buddy.
it up, making sure all that old man hair coming out his ears and nose don't show up on camera. You too can look that fresh. Head out to manscaped.com. Use the code REF. Gentlemen, we had talked quite heavily about Hendon Hooker as a potential pick for Washington, jumping up even into the first round. Reasoning for some of that is because Washington is going to or has met with Hendon Hooker as one of their 30 people that they get to meet with pre-draft. Is this smoke or is there fire here that EB and the team are interested in Hendon Hooker?
I think it's both.
Hmm.
I think it's doing their due diligence, first of all, because Ron said anything's possible. QB's possible at 16. QB's possible anytime in the draft. So they're doing due diligence. And also maybe putting other teams in the division or in the conference on notice, like, maybe we should look at Hendon Hooker too. Maybe we should give up a certain draft pick, whatever, to go up and get that. And maybe we could get their draft pick. We could be involved with a trade like that. So I think it's a little bit of both. maybe a lot more smoke than realistic stuff, but it's a little bit of both.
Stoner, do you think that this front office has shown the savviness to throw out some smoke like this to maybe get some teams interested in jumping up and keeping, their guys on the board?
Well, I think they've definitely shown that they can surprise us with what they end up doing in the draft. Nobody saw Jamin Davis coming. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw them trading back from 11 and still getting what they say is the receiver that they wanted at 16. Nobody saw Fedarian Mathis in the second round. Nobody saw Brian Robinson in the third round. We don't know what they're doing. And it's lion season, as people say. I'm okay with them. If this is just smoke, I'm okay with that. Do I want them to draft Hendon Hooker? Only if they say this is going to be our guy.
Right.
Not if I don't want them to draft a guy that's going to sit on the bench.
Right.
Because they don't have this freedom to draft a developmental quarterback and sit him on your bench for a year. They don't have that. We all know that. Ron has even said it himself. He knows he could be gone at the end of this year. So they're going to do whatever they can to get the quarterback that they need. And right now they're saying it's Sam Howell. So if they do go get Hooker, he's not the guy that's going to come into training camp and be the number one guy because he's not physically ready.
He's not. Also, Ron did make a statement that when his time is up, he wants to make sure at least one thing for sure is that the roster is in good shape. Mm-hmm. So if you draft Hendon Hooker and as potential franchise quarterback, do
you believe that? Do you believe that he cares that he leaves the roster in good shape?
I actually do. I really do. For some reason, I do.
I think that's BS.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it could be, but Ron.
For who? Who is he doing that for?
He's a genuine dude. I don't know who's he doing it for.
The truth is he's doing it for himself, right? The reason why he wants the roster to be in a good place when he's gone is because at least it gives him a chance, right? Like that's why he needs that roster to be in a good place because otherwise he's not successful, right? Like, and even if he's fired, like after a non. Yeah, well, what I'm saying is it's a byproduct of he's trying to build up a good team now. So of course he wants it to be a good team when he's gone. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's a truthful statement. Even if it's Ron is not the kind of guy to be like throwing up the bird as he's walking backwards out the door.
That's different.
Right?
That's the extreme.
Yeah. So, but he's not trying to tank this team, right? Like he's trying to build a team. He's trying to be successful, and when he's not
trying to build it for somebody else,
for the next guy. That's what he's building it for himself, which it means that when he leaves, it will be a good team, or at least it's the team he thought was going to be good.
So could he not do that and solidify the quarterback spot in drafting Hendon Hooker? Because we don't know unless we actually go into the season tanking. We're not getting Caleb Williams next year, unless something happens, but like straight up, we're not going to be able to get him.
So that's also a reason why you trade back this year, get some more draft capital, maybe trade for next year's. Get when you'd fall back, get next year's first is in a deal.
If Hendon Hooker is there at 47, do you think we pass that up? Like seriously?
Yes, you have to.
And then we just go out and try to buy a quarterback again to be our franchise quarterback, or do we actually draft one and let him be there for at least 4 years, no matter the coaching staff, and that can be the franchise quarterback?
That's for the next guy to figure out. That's not for Ron to figure out. Ron has to do what's best for this team this year. He can't afford to look 2 or 3 years down the road. He just can't do that. He
no
can't
longer
go
has
and have
that
another
grace period.
He can't say I'm going to have an 8-9 season, but wait, I've got Hendon Hooker over here. Mm-hmm. No, you can't have a 7-9, a 7-10, an 8-8-1, an 8-9 season and continue to keep getting job. You can't do that. Well, I don't even think he should be here this year, but he is. This is his last chance.
So why are we even meeting with Hendon Hooker at all for this reason right now?
I think due diligence. What if he goes in there and
we didn't meet with Anthony Richardson? We didn't meet with.
I think he did meet with Richardson.
They did meet with Anthony
Yeah.
Richardson. Yeah.
Did we meet with Will Levis?
But I think there's also that.
Thankfully,
I think
that means that's probably
that
the guy they're
smoke.
taking, right? Like they didn't meet with him, so that's the one.
I'm serious. I really
of
think that Hendon Hooker could be a play at 47 for us. I don't know. But
I think this is the part of the lead into the draft where people are starting to get a little bit excited over players that they shouldn't, right? We did the same thing last year.
I'm not excited about it.
No one liked these QBs in February, and then all of a sudden April came around and people were like, oh, we could actually get all these drafted in the first round. And then you have a guy like Sam Howell who's available in the fifth. Uptown Dre kind of touching on this as well. 3 QBs might be late rounders, right? Yeah. Max Duggar, Malik Cunningham, Dorian Thompson Robinson. DTR is starting to shoot up people's draft boards. They're like, oh, he could be the guy and everything.
I'm saying, bro,
stick with your original assessment.
It baffles me that people see these kids' tapes all season long. And it's quiet. They go to their pro day in Columbine with no pass, no defenders. It's like, oh, we got to get him. We got to move up to draft him. It's like you watched his tape in real life situation. You weren't saying that. Now his stats. Now you want to move up. So that's why I'm just like, Hendon Hooker was not injured. Do we take him at 47?
If Hendon Hooker wasn't injured, he's going in the top 10.
Yeah, he's not even going to be available at 16.
Would you trade up in the first round to get him?
Yes, 100%. I think he's the real deal. I
do too.
I would, as I said, I would take Hendon Hooker. Washington, Ron Rivera cannot afford to take him.
Well, yeah, he's coming off an injury too, so I wouldn't waste it.
Right, so because he's got to wait basically another whole year. Ron doesn't have another whole year to wait on a quarterback. He just doesn't. Because Sam, those 3 guys that you listed, the DTRs and the Duggars and all that, guess what? They ain't it. I hate to tell you, they ain't it. They're not going to lead your team out of the doldrums into some magical run. They're not. If they were, they'd be getting drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, where the Bryce Youngs and the CJ Strouds are getting drafted.
Yeah.
Not saying those guys are definitely going to lead their teams.
They weren't that great at the respective school. I mean, Duggan was the best out of those 3. DTR wasn't that great. Malik Cunningham was just a mobile quarterback.
I like some of those guys. I even like Stetson Bennett, but they're not it.
Well, why? Okay, so here's my thing. If you said that they're not the guy, why do you even like them? What are they going to do for your team if you know they're not the guy?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly right. So you don't bother with guys like that. You don't say, oh, let's go get them in the 4th round because they've been showing out here since the end of the year or whatever. Yeah. They're not going to do you any good in the 4th round. Whether you draft them in the 4th round, the 5th round, 6th round, whatever. They're not it. They're not guys who are going to help your team.
Which is funny because this is who Sam Howell was last year.
That's right.
Cunninghams, the DTRs, and the Max Duggan.
Right.
And we're rolling with him this year as our guy.
That's right.
Oh, it's so hard, bro. It's so hard. Because what if he I don't know. This is tough. I don't know.
Yeah. I think the Hendon Hooker thing, I think it's largely
smoke.
It's smoke. By and large, it's smoke. I don't think that they're going to go for Hendon Hooker, not in the sense that they're going to draft him at 16 or move back up into the first for him. If he's there at 47, maybe that's going to be an entertained kind of thing. Or maybe that's where they talk with some other teams because they get a feel for like, hey, Hendon Hooker, I know you like him. Why don't you take him here at 47 and give us these picks to move up for it? So I think there's probably more interest in Hendon Hooker than there is with the other guy here that we're going to be talking about, Mac Jones, as the Patriots are rumored to be shopping him around. Commanders, one of the teams that they've Patriots, maybe reached out to, at least rumors are saying as target for Mac Jones. We did not want Mac Jones coming to Washington a couple of years ago. Would you want Mac Jones 2 years in now?
No. Is he better than Sam Howell? Yes. But do I want him? No. Because he's another one of those guys. What was he drafted? 15?
Yeah.
somewhere around there, 15, 16, somewhere right in the middle of the first round. He's one of those guys that got overdrafted, and he's not the type that's going to lead an organization into the next level that they're trying to get. He's not. He's better than the guy you got, but he's still not the answer long-term future. I don't think so. I think he's.
When you say better than the guy you got, you're meaning better right now, not necessarily the potential that people see within Sam Howell. Just to clarify there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
he's better than what you have from what we've seen so far. That doesn't mean Sam Howell can't be better. I doubt it. But right now, Mac Jones is way more accomplished.
Stoner is such a Sam Howell hater.
That's not fair.
You're a hater.
You know what? I have everything, and I mean everything on my side. As you call me a Sam Howell hater. I have everything on my side.
I know. You're a realist.
I have the proof. I have the percentages.
You have the same thing everybody else has.
Yeah, I'm not. So proof is a little hard.
Everyone's like this.
Do they have burgundy and gold glasses?
He's awesome. Yes, they're just blindly putting their faith in a guy who has. There's no reason to give him faith other than people said he could have been a first rounder. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all you got. And
I'm not buying into that either, Stoner. The difference between you is I'm not calling what you have as proof, right? That is historical records showing that fifth round QBs don't pan out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I'm right there with you, Stoner. I'm just not down on Sam Howell to say like, okay, he's trash. I would absolutely take, a QB worth taking. And there, I just not going to take a QB, and I'm not going to trade for a Mac Jones, largely because I also agree with you that Ron's not here another year. I don't want to saddle the next regime with a QB they didn't pick. We've tried that. Right. It's not successful.
That's a good point.
Come in next year with a team that looks ready built, and then do some kind of crazy with your new owner. Crazy deal where you trade 3 firsts and a stud player and, to move up for one of the top QBs next year.
And hire Belichick to
maybe not
run your franchise.
No, because Mac Jones and Belichick don't get along. That's why they're shopping now. But anyways, maybe 2 years ago, I would have appreciated Mac Jones because of our offensive style and offensive coordinator at the time. Scott Turner was trying to scheme for receivers more than a quarterback. EB's offense, that's everybody is designed to do something crazy, wild, fast, and insane. I don't think Mac Jones fits that EB offense at all. He's slow. He scrambles. He kicks people in the nuts. It's not a good look. He's just not built for our system. Beforehand, when we had Taylor, I would love to take Mac Jones instead of Taylor Heineke any day. That would have been fine. Scott Turner, he could have, schemed it, but then also you got to
moved on. He's still catching strays.
You got to give this to New England though. He was getting plays called by Joe Judge and Matt Patricia. Like, come on, I'd probably struggle too if they were my offensive coordinators, and they don't get along with Bill Belichick really. Like, he didn't even know who was calling plays or not. So could have been Joe Judge one week, could have been Patricia another week, or Belichick another week. So he was kind of going through some BS up there too, but. Now, I'm good on that. We need a mobile quarterback to go to match everybody else's speed that we have on offense, and Mac Jones is just a statue back there. So
it's done deal here. Metaphor, real quick to answer your question. Metaphor asks, why do you say Ron's not here next year? He goes 11-6 in playoffs, not staying. That's what it would take for him to stay.
That's what it would take.
Question for you:
ain't happening.
Somebody look it up. What was his record when he went through the ownership change in Carolina? Because he stayed on as coach when the ownership change happened there too.
Yeah, let me just tell you this: wasn't good.
His record wasn't.
I think the year
when they switched ownerships,
he went a year plus after the ownership change. Because the plus was the year he got fired halfway through. Okay. I believe. I'm speculating here. I'm pretty sure. Okay. But I think the year after the ownership change, he was like, I want to say 6-10.
Okay.
And then he was like 2-7 or something in the year he got fired.
So could that happen here? He stays on after this year with the new regime or whatever, and I know you don't like his Stoner, but they kind of have a little bit of influence on who they want to be quarterback or who's on this team or whatever in the front office to go along with Ron, and Ron agrees. It doesn't work out midseason. Then they fire him. Could that happen with us too?
I don't think that Ron is going to go into a lame duck season. Lame duck meaning no contract or last year of his contract. He's not going to allow that. Let's say after this year, like your scenario,
let's go 9-8 and we don't make the playoffs. So we went 9-8.
Right. And that's the fourth year of his fifth year contract.
Right.
He's not going to go into a fifth year of his contract without a new contract. So it's either we're going to fire you
or sign you,
or we're going to give you a new 3 or 4 year, 5-year deal.
Is that what happened in Carolina?
No, I don't think so.
Carolina, by the way, he was 7-9
when the ownership changed.
Yeah, 2018 was May 2018 is when the deal was approved. Tepper took over the team. 2018 season, 7-9, third in the NFC South.
What was the record when he got fired?
Yeah, he was.
So
he
got fired at 5-7 in the 2019 season.
Yeah.
So could that possibly happen for us here in Washington? You guys, for real, is that a possibility? Because that guy said, "What makes us think this is Ron's last year?"
Well, if he wins, it's not his last year. If he wins, you can't
double-digit wins.
If he wins, it's because Sam Howell played well, most likely. It's not because Jacoby Brissett came in and saved the year,
right,
and started winning a bunch of games. We know what Jacoby Brissett can do,
yeah,
and we know what he can't do. But if Sam Howell comes in and plays extremely well, and with the whole EB and Ron Rivera and all that, and they win 11 games, then yeah, you probably give him that contract extension because you've got a quarterback on that rookie contract. You've got exactly what you need. And now what do you need to plug the hole to get you past that 11-6 type record? But I mean, what are the chances of that? They're just really, really low. But of course, 11-6, Sam Howell has a really good year. He'll probably get a new contract. Yeah.
A couple of people have mentioned this. I know Caleb put it in there as well up there, but Gus Bus here. Do you think Rivera really wants an extension as a head coach? Maybe he just gets promoted to a front office position if we do fairly well, 9 to 10 wins. And Caleb asked this earlier. What would you think of Ron Rivera moving into a higher position, not coaching, but kind of stepping aside? EB takes over as head coach type deal, and Ron Rivera is what? We've got 2 GMs now. So where does he fit it?
Take one of their spots.
No, I mean, take one of their spots. 9 and 10, and you want to promote him to the guy who's going to oversee. No.
You don't want to fire. You don't want to get him out of the building, but he's just not in charge of the football team like that, like a head coach anymore, because the game has matured and gotten faster and past his 85 Bears style of coaching. But he knows what it takes to build a team, so they put him in the front office. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah. I think Uptown Dre's got a good point there. If you move him into a
Doug Williams, where he's not making like when we're talking him, making not football decisions. I think that he's proven that's not his strength, anyways. Right? Like that's why we have 2 Martys to help build a team. Okay, because we were like Ron Rivera it's coach centric. He's the GM. And then immediately we're like, you know what? This is he's got to focus on coaching. Let's bring in GMs to kind of manage that aspect. So I don't think that's his strength.
But he was also asked to handle the scandal situation. He had to fight through cancer. He had the name change. It was more than
we love Ron as as a person, as a mentor, as even a coach, as when it comes to the things like not winning football games. Our only beef with Ron Rivera is he's just not winning football games. If we were to be blessed with Ron Rivera on the show, we'd be all doting on him and talking about the great things, because there's a lot of things that he's had to deal with, and a lot of things he's changed, and a lot of things that have moved in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
This team still isn't good, though.
No.
And he's still the head coach of that team.
Exactly.
Which is crazy because I know he probably didn't think that he would have to deal with all this stuff coming into the organization. He just thought coach centric, man, like I'm in charge of strictly what happens on the field and off the field in the locker room. He didn't probably have to expect, well, no one expects a battle of cancer, but health-wise, the scandal, the name change, stadium talk, this, that, you know, he had to do a lot, which kind of distracted him from being the head coach of the football team. So, I mean, listen to the media, listen to the fans. Like, he had so much to deal with rather than just focus on football.
So
I want him mentoring our players, building up the culture.
One role.
And I want him far away from microphones because I'm tired of hearing all the stumbling and the
One
coach
role.
speak and all this other stuff.
He's just not very good at that.
He's not. And there's some people out there, shout out to John, another content creator who love that kind of, like, they want it to be cryptic. It's just coach speak. It's lying season, as he said. You know, I get that. My thing is he's just not eloquent, right? Like, and so if you're going to stumble through your words, and this is me eating a little, like, putting my foot in my mouth here, right? But if you're going to stumble through words, then just say less.
That's
Say
right.
less.
That's right.
And also, if you don't really mean that, don't say it. Don't name Sam Howell quarterback 1 and then wonder why everybody's saying, is he ready to be a starter? And you're like, no, he's just going into training as QB1. I didn't say he's automatically has an opportunity.
That's
well,
coach
you didn't say opportunity. You just said he was QB1.
QB1A. You mentioned that QB1A a little while later.
It's playing the game. So we'll see.
What was those words he used in that press conference last week? Remember, he was throwing words in there that just screwed up the entire sentence.
Oh, we're finally building a roster.
Finally, for the first time, we're doing.
Yeah, man.
It'd be great if you said we're building our roster, but finally,
real quick, because you got to bring it up. And I watched Pete Haley actually asked him about that. So, and I will have to share the clip at some point. But the response he gave, because Pete was just like, could you clarify what you mean going into year 4? And you're like, you're finally building a roster. And it was not too far off from what I kind of pitched. And what it was, but it was still interesting because he starts talking about how we have a roster that has a QB that's on a rookie contract, and now we don't have to put so much money into a guy, 1 or 2 positions, that we can really build this roster. And I thought that part was interesting. I'll just
because you didn't spend no money. What you mean?
Yeah. So again,
a whole lot.
They ain't spent no money.
Well, they spent it on Daron Payne.
They spent $28 million on Carson Wentz last year.
Yeah, but you're talking about this year, though.
Oh, this year they're happy to have that rookie contract.
Yeah, they gave it all to Daron Payne, like Stoner.
Yeah, they gave it all to Daron Payne and Wiley and Gates, who are just like this, and we got no money again.
They're going to trade Daron Payne in 2 years anyway, so I don't know why we give all that money.
Let him go. You can use that money for something a little better.
Maybe you could have used that and after get Lamar Jackson a little bit.
Orlando Brown Jr.
Maybe.
Who when Ron Rivera got fired, 5-7.
Yes.
After what game?
After the Washington game.
For the Redskins game.
That's why Dan Snyder said, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. Well, gentlemen,
we love you, but it's time.
First mock draft in the books. We'll do some more. Let us know what you thought about it. If we need to do something different, keep your interest. Make sure that ends up in that comment section as well. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're live every Wednesday here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and then on your favorite audio platforms as well.
I'm so sorry. Real quick, Magic Johnson came out publicly and said the bid is in. How do we feel about that? And then now there's rumbling Bezos is still time to put a bid in if he wants to. Do you think we're going to go with Josh Harris? Or do you think we're going to give time for Bezos to swoop in and take over? What do you think real quick? And how do you feel about Magic Johnson confirming the reports? Because you know how it is.
That's all. It's all posturing at this point. Magic was even doing it just to posture. He was just like, hey, we put in our bid. We're happy with it. It's all in Dan's hands now. They're playing the game. When we're talking about Bezos, who we don't even know who's in the bid, and there's some things being leaked, that's Dan and the team trying to get more money out of this. And this Magic Johnson going out on public television and being like, yeah, our bid's in and we feel happy with it, was saying, we're not playing the game. Take our bid or find somebody else whose bid you like better. That's all this is.
What's the deadline, Trev, to get your bids in? Yeah. Nathan, what's the deadline to get your bids in?
Was it by draft?
There's no real deadline.
There's no deadline.
It just keeps extending.
Dan can do whatever he wants until he gets the bid, the money that he wants. So if Bezos is coming in or he's not coming in, or Josh Harris or George Papadopoulos, whatever the guy's name is, the Canadian guy, whatever, all those different things, we don't know. There is no specific timeline. We've heard rumblings. We thought it was going to get sold a month ago.
I know.
We thought it was going to be by this owner's meetings. Now they're saying next owner's meetings. We've heard October.
Oof.
Dan does not have a hard deadline. Nobody is telling him you have to sell it by this date. He will sell it whenever he gets his price met.
Apparently, Jeff
it doesn't matter who it is.
Out of town or something like that on a moon rocket or whatever, and waiting for the land so he can come and. I don't know, but I appreciate Magic Johnson coming out publicly saying that the bid is in, because all we've heard was reports. Nothing was ever confirmed.
Yep.
Not even from Josh Harris himself, and then Magic gets on air and confirms.
Magic does what he's going to bring to the team if he's a part of there. So that's what it is. Guys, we are going to close this one up. Next week, we've got more great content coming to you. Let us know what you thought about Stoner's top 3 running backs in Redskins football team Commanders history. That's one of our YouTube shorts. Check that one out. But until next time,
stay put in the draft.
Trade back, baby.
Be a fan.